good evening wherever you are in the world. My name is Mittul, and I'm here to do a stock pitch for one of the famous electric car manufacturers, Tesla. Let me start with a safety message first. So I hope you're doing great and also safe along with your family members during these unprecedented times. So stay safe, wear the mask if you're outside. Do not have a contact more than 15 minutes if you're less than 6 feet apart, and keep washing your hands very frequently throughout the day. Right. Let's start with the company as a Tesla as introduction. Right. The company was formed in 2003 by the visionary leader Elon Musk, and they started with solar panels, solar roofs, batteries, which stores the energy, and then a consumer can use as per the requirement, right? So basically, a company is vertically integrated, trying to use the sustainable forms of energy, and then also convert into the electrical mobility by manufacturing the electrical cars, like Tesla, like we have, right? So the vision of the company really it's driven towards the environmental safety, right? Reducing the carbon emission and then save the global warming, one of the biggest threats to our planet, right? For the human beings, I would say, as we know. The one of their main product recently has become the electric cars compared to what they started with the solar roofs, solar panels, solar batteries, etc. Now they become the side products for a reason, right? Let's talk about their first debut of the car. I will keep this short because I'm here to do a stock pitch and give my recommendation a stock pitch, right? But let me quickly go over their launches versus their stock price. That means their first electrical vehicle that came out was a Roadster in 2008. And if you look at the success rate or the probability of the company going success in terms of the electric car manufacturing was about 0.1%. And you can imagine where we are or where they are right now compared to 2008, right? They came into the stock market. They launched in 2010 at a stock price of roughly $4 in 2010, right? In Now let's compare their car launch versus their stock price. So in 2012, they launched the Model S, which is quite high end, close to 100 grands, and their stock from 2010 at $4 to 2012 went to roughly around $20. 2015, they launched Model X, again a high-end product. The stock went from 2040 in 2012 to 46 as an average in 2015. Then the launch Model 3 in 2017. Stock didn't move much, it was still close to $50, right? But in 2020, when they launched a car, Model Y, which is now available to an average middle class family. That means low cost product, more accessibility to the consumers. For the first time last year in March, somewhere over there, their stock went or crossed the $100 mark, right? What we can learn is the product was good, but maybe it was not available to every consumer. Like only rich can buy a car, or maybe only few special consumers will buy a car above $100,000. And now, as soon as we launch the product, which is available to the normal customers, like a middle class, the demand went up. I mean, and so is the company's evaluation, company stock price, etc. So I think given that the company is constantly innovating, we can see from 2020 to 2020 how much effort they have put to bring the car uh, at a price where a middle class can afford. That puts a lot of trust in the company's innovation strategy going forward, right? So that's kind of a basic introduction of the company versus how their stock has moved up compared to their product launches, right? And now let's talk about some financials, right? So as we know, it's now having stock exchange under NASDAQ, and the current stock price as of close of Friday 21, it's $570. Sorry, $580 per stock, right? Their P by E is 591.32. Their market cap is $559 billion, and their 52-week high is 900. I mean, in January 2021, there was a point when it was almost going to hit the $1,000 mark. Back in 2020, it did cross $2,000 mark, but then in August, the company split the stock into five, and that brought down their valuation, the stock price from above 2,000 to around $400. But even if you look at the graph from August 2020 up until January 2021, it went from again 400 when the stock was split, all the way up to $900 or $950 in 2021 January. So if the stock was not split, then the actual valuation of the stock would have been $900 into five. That's like $4,500 per stock. So you can imagine the growth rate, or let's say at least uh, the fanatic of the company's vision has been so popular. Like everybody wants to invest in a company which produces a product to save the environment, right? To save the future, the generation of the planet. Right? Now let's go over the competitors. I mean, there are obviously competitors in the market like Nikola, Lucid, Leo, especially if you look at the China region where the electric vehicle growths have been massive, right? Uh, I think Tesla has taken a lot of steps to be in the competitive market, just because it's also planning to have the manufacturing facilities in those local locations that reduces the cost of manufacturing, and so they can also sell their car at pretty much the same price as per the local market, right? In fact, for the Model Y, which they sell in US for about 45 grands, I think they have adjusted the price in China just to meet the competitors over there like Neo, Nikola, Leo, etc. Right? It is already in the global market, and I think the strategy of the competition by having the manufacturing facilities in the local market or the respective competitives location clearly gives them an edge, right? Because they are still the leaders. They are the first one to come out with this electrical vehicle, and it's just they just have to make sure the product, which is X in US, does not have the same scale of cost of X in China, which they are doing already, right? Like they are reducing the cost of the car, right, as per the market. So if you look at the growth opportunities, I mean, I think if I look at the vision of the company, given the vision of the company, for example, they are the first one to have the autopilot. Now it's 95% success rate, although there are some downside of the autopilot which has been reported recently, but still 95% success as an autopilot is a breakthrough invention, right? No car has been able to be at that high success rate. So I would say, and plus they are the only one not using the LiDAR technology, which is the common for rest of the electric car manufacturers, right? So that puts them on the front edge. The second thing I would say, their investment in the nano or micro technology for the batteries. That means they are going to bring the batteries which are smaller in size, so they can get their car more compact, more robust, and plus they can bring the cost down. That means I think their target for the next year is to launch a model which is close to 25 to 30 grants, and that's really putting a lot of automakers uh, out of. No, I would not say out of the market, but giving the tough competition, right? Because 25 30 grants now, that really coming to the low end of the market consumers, where even a college grad can afford that type of car, which is electrical, 25 grands, and with a lot of incentives from the government support, and plus a self inspiration of being a part or contributor for low carbon emission. Right? I would say the next growth or the catalyst for the company is really uh, the Elon Musk as a brand. As we know, his tweets can move the stock up and down. We saw it for the cryptocurrency, right? He was able to move the crypto just with a tweet. So I think his brand, he himself as a brand, and Tesla together gives a lot of incentives for the investors to trust the vision, the strategy, the company history, and the growth rate for the past 3, 4, 5 years has been tremendous. So that really clearly puts, as an investor, the Tesla as one of the prime company to go for. Right? Let's talk about the key financial things of the company. So if I'm going to just read out from the Yahoo Financials, and it is the open source thing, right? In 2018, we'll compare from 2018 to 2021, right? We see in 2018 the revenue was $21 million, and if you look at 2021, it's $36 million. So that's more than I would say more than 5%, or let's say 50. I'm sorry, 50% of the growth, right? Between 3, 4, 5 years, 3 years, 2018 to 2021. If you look at the EBITDA, 2018 was 1.5 million. 2021 is $2.6 million, right? Net income 2018 was negative $900,000. 2021 it's close to $1.1 million, right? $11 million. I'm sorry about the numbers. The total debt it's $13 million in 2018, and it still remains $12 million in 2021 up till this quarter. So we can see the debt of the company is pretty much the constant. But if you look at the revenue, the profit, the net income has significant growth in the past 3, 4, 5 years, right? So this again gives a lot of faith, trust in the company going forward to keep investing with the company's innovation strategies, right? And the visionary leader, like I keep saying, Elon Musk, right? And another X factor which I would like to bring, it's his SpaceX vision, right, where he proved like launching the rocket with the reusable materials. That means if the rocket is launched and not successful, then we can reuse the materials and still make a successful launch again of the another rocket, right? Which he proved in 2020. And now NASA is also in talk with Tesla, like what is the strategy where they can also apply the same concept of reusing the key materials of the rocket, so they can that can save them a lot of billions of dollars, I would say, for the government, if they don't have to just scratch the rocket and the materials which are not a successful launch, right? So with that, let me add one more thing. There was a time in 2020 somewhere where Tesla was offered to Apple, and the company's valuation was around 150, $170 million. The deal did went through as you know, through the public information. But imagine if that was a buy for Apple at 150 million, $170 million. Look at companies where right now. I mean, in January the company almost hit $1 trillion evaluation, and as of today it's about five, like market cap is $559 million, right? Sorry, $559 billion, right? So, so you see, like the growth of the company has been tremendous. The product are again in aligning the environmental safety, zero carbon emission, affordable to a lot of consumers. In the future, it could be more affordable to almost all consumers, right? And as we know, a lot of countries are having vision for the zero carbon emission. So all these factors, if you play in, then clearly puts as an investment in Tesla a win-win situation, right? I mean, right now, even though the stock is around $500, it has taken some hit from January to now. But going forward, my recommendation for the stock is buy and hold for all these reasons which I just elaborated now. I would say in December 2021, I expect the price to close to $800, $900. Given the economy recovers, right? We are going through a pandemic, but it appears like slowly the world is recovering, and hopefully the business will also equally recover, right? So that given that economy recovers, market comes back. I would say the stock price should be around $800 to $900 by 2021. And by 2025, I would say the stock price, with the innovation strategies the company is having, should be around between $3,000 to $5,000. With assuming companies not going to split the stock like they did in 2020, right? Like if they didn't split in 2020, they already crossed $4,000 a month, right? So I'm a firm believer, as you can see from my expressions, right? So it's a strong hold and a buy. I would say BUY buy stock to have in your portfolio, and just sit back and wait for the stock to rock. Okay, so thank you again for listening me and giving me this opportunity to discuss about the Tesla stock pitch. And we'll talk soon.
Down the free Auro mobile application now.